What is up, y'all? This is On Guard coming back to you for YGO Pulse with another deck profile, this time Combo Zombies for the June 2020 format. I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time and give you all the extra deck first and leave it on the screen so that you can understand the craziness that is the main deck. So first, one Link Karibo, one Vampire Sucker, standard in any zombie deck, Avenged Savior, really good going second, and I'll explain these cards in a minute. IP Masquerena, Noodle Boy, and then for the Link 3s, one Nightmare Unicorn, one Curious, and then Link 4s, one Appaloosa, one Yuki Onna, the Absolute Zero Mayakashi, great new addition to zombie decks in general. Alright, and then Avermax, one of my favorite extra deck cards, so good. Alright, now for the fusions, one Necrosoul, that's a Super Poly target, and then Starving Venom for the second Super Poly target. Okay, now here comes the weird stuff. One Herald of the Arclight, one El Shaddai Winda, and one Naturia Exterio. At this point, you might be a little confused, so let's get right into the main deck now, and I'll explain as we go. So, first, standard in any zombie deck is 3 Unizombie. It's just the best. It's the best starter this deck has, and it's zombies, right? It's also a tuner, which is great for Noodle Boy. 2 Shiranui Solitaire. Just more consistency. Let you get to your Unizombie or Blow Up Bloom as fast as you want to. 3 Mizuki. In combo, you play this at 3 because it's an in-archetype free monster reborn. It's pretty crazy. And it's not once per turn, which, yeah. 2 Necroworld Banshee. You can banish this card from the field or from the graveyard and activate a zombie world straight from deck. And it gets around DD Crow, because if they crow you, you can activate it in response and it banishes for cost. Or if they can't ash you because you're activating from deck. So, and then 2 Doom King Balladrock, so good. Once per chain, you can either negate once per turn or non-targeting banish once per turn from the field or graveyard. So crazy. And then 1 Glow Up Bloom. You only need 1. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, and 1 Plague Spreader Zombie. I wouldn't run this in just any zombie deck, but because of the specific combo that I try to get into with this deck, Plague Spreader Zombie is a good backup. And I'll get into that here in a minute. Let's see. Well, I'll just go here. It's a good backup for Cyberstein. You use Cyberstein to get out Exterio, self-explanatory. So here's the spice, guys. Here's why I play Plague Spreader, and here's why I play Cyberstein. Rescue Ferret. This card says, you can shuffle this card you control into the deck, special summon monsters from your deck except Rescue Ferret, whose total levels equal 6 to your zones a link monster points to. And then you have to destroy them and their effects are negated, but that's not important. What you usually use Rescue Ferret for is to grab Cyberstein and a Mizuki from your deck, and you go into a Link 2, and then you can just use the Mizuki to special summon the Cyberstein, and it's because it's been to the graveyard, it's not the same card anymore. It doesn't, the restrictions of Rescue Ferret go away, and then you can get Exterio out. So good. That combo's coming, so no worries. 2 Jet Synchron. I'm not playing the Aurora Dawn BS because. Alright, and then the rest of the monsters are just danger. So one of each of the best ones, and then the 2 level 8s. Or, well, I guess there's Ogopogo as well. The 2 good level 8s. Okay. Now, on to spells and traps. Let's see. Let's do the 1-ofs first. Instant Fusion for the Winda. Hold on. Foolish Burial and 1 for 1. These are the 3 1-ofs. After this got hit to 1, people stopped playing it. And I get it in most decks because it's not worth the 1 extra deck slot. And you could play potentially other cards that you consider better. But in zombies, where Winda is summonable with Mizuki. It's just really easy to summon a Unizombie or a Solitaire, and then pitch a Mizuki to the grave, use Instant Fusion to get that, end on a Sucker, or a Vendread Savior or IP and Winda. It's just, Winda is just such a good floodgate that it's really worth it. And also, Winda is a dark spellcaster, which helps you go into Curious, which sometimes is how you have to facilitate the main combo in this deck. Obviously, 3 Zombie World. It's a zombie deck. If you're not playing Zombie World in a zombie deck, and by the way, Eldritch is not a zombie deck, it's an Eldritch deck, then you're doing something really, really, really wrong. Super Poly is really abusable because if they have 2 monsters on the field and Zombie World's up, you can make Dragon, that guy. His name is crazy. And let's see. Because this deck is so fragile, I'm playing 3 Called by the Grave. Self-explanatory, gets rid of hand traps. But on top of that, because this deck is really fragile, I'm playing 3 Drag Down into the Grave. This card lets you look at your opponent's hand, and, well, you have to reveal your hand. Both players reveal their hands. Each player chooses a card from the other player's hand to discard, and then both players draw 1 card. So if you get this card, you can, after you get everything out of your hand that you don't want to be discarded, and you leave your opponent with only bad choices for them, like Mizuki or Doom King, you can grab the Effect Veiler or Ash, or if they don't have hand traps, one of their important combo pieces or a starter right out of their hand, and then draw an extra card. The only time this is bad is when one of the players doesn't have a hand, because you can't activate it in that case. But just be careful, you know what I mean? And if you're the one without a hand, you can get a free card with Vampire Sucker anyway when Doom King or any other zombie summoned from the grave. So, and then 2 Tuning. I'm only playing 2 Tuning and 2 Jet Synchron because I'm not playing the crazy Auroradon combo. It's not the main point of this deck. But those 4 cards, 2 Jet Synchron, 2 Tuning, really help out. So, I think I'm just going to go straight into test hands to show you why I play these extra deck cards and some of the craziness in the main deck. So let's do that. Alright, y'all, let's get into some test hands. Shuffle, 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 cut. Okay. Mizuki, Rescue Ferret, Call by, Unizombie, Bigfoot. Oh man, that hurts. That hurts. Not really though, it's actually a pretty good hand. So, in this case, since we didn't draw Drag Down, I'm going to try to bait the Ash first. So I'm going to normal summon this, and then I'm going to say, okay, activate Unizombie effect to send from deck to grave. If they Ash it, you called by. If they don't, they probably don't have an Ash, because people know that stopping the Unizombie in most zombie decks is like game over. So let's say they have an Ash, I'll just Ash it, it's fine. And I'll send, in this case, Necroworld Banshee. Because the 3 cards that we need in our grave to do this combo, unless you have Zombie World set on the field already, is Banshee, Mizuki, and Rescue Ferret. So now I'm going to activate Danger Bigfoot, and let's see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4. Sent the Rescue Ferret. Wow. Wow. So we'll summon the Bigfoot, and we'll draw another card, which is Super Poly. That's a good card. Doesn't really help going first. Okay, this is great actually. So we don't actually need to do the Curious combo, because I'm going to use Unizombie's effect to discard, and then activate Banshee. We'll get Zombie World. Okay. Now, we'll link these 2 off. And, honestly, it doesn't matter so much. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to do Vampire Sucker, because you get a free card if you do it like this. So I'll activate Mizuki, And special summon Rescue Ferret. Chain Sucker, draw a card. Another Zombie World, not great, but, you know, it's a free card. You would have drawn that next turn. Activate Rescue Ferret. Now, what it does, shuffle it into the deck, and you special summon monsters that equal level 6. So I'm going to grab Cyberstein and Mizuki. The reason that I even run Plague Spreader Zombie in this deck at all is because if you draw Cyberstein, you can still search this Mizuki if you have another level 2, and this is literally the only other level 2 in the deck. So that's really its sole purpose. But sometimes you really need it, because if you can get them, if the Cyberstein's already in your hand or grave, if it's in your hand, you can usually dump it, and if it's in your grave, then you just need an extra Mizuki, which you can get with the Plague Spreader, with Rescue Ferret. Okay. So you can probably see where this is going, but what I like to do, usually always go into IP here, because it's so annoying. And what you can do is, what I like to do, if this is the only thing I have, let's go here. You summon an indestructible Avermax, and then second Mizuki, special summon the Cyberstein. I put that there just because I don't really care if the opponent takes it. What are they going to do? They don't have Exterio in their extra deck. Activate Exterio, and then, I mean, honestly, yeah, set the Super Poly, keep the Zombie World in hand to discard, and now, for those of you who don't know what Naturia Exterio does, it's basically infinite spell and trap negates, because all you have to do... okay, I'll just read it. Okay. While this card is face up on the field, you can negate the activation of a spell or trap card and destroy it by removing from play one card in your graveyard, then sending the top card of your deck to the graveyard. It's not once per turn. It's not even once per chain. It's just if a spell or trap is activated, you can negate it. So what I tend to do is just, when I negate things, I remove the spells and traps from my graveyard, and then you send something. This time was tuning. Let's say they activate something else, and then you keep going, activate something else. And if they don't get the memo, eventually you're going to get into more Doom Kings. You might hit a Glow Up Bloom. You might hit Mizuki. But honestly, most of the time when people see Exterio and they don't have like a Kaiju because they can't attack it, that's just game. They just scoop. It's a crazy lock you can do with these zombies, and it's even better when you can actually get into the Curious combo. But as long as you can get into a Link 2 with Mizuki and Cyberstein in the grave, or sorry, Mizuki and Rescue Ferret in the grave, that's all you need to get. I mean, this can be a it could be a Boral Sword. That's really annoying, going into Boral Sword first turn. Can't be destroyed by battle because of its effects. Can't be destroyed by card effects because of IP. It's so frustrating. Also, if you have Doom King on the field, you can use Boral Sword's effect to change something to defense, chain Balladrock, banish. It's crazy. So usually, I mean, I don't run Boral Sword in this particular version, but like you could easily take out Yuki Onna, and I guess you could take out the Appaloosa. I probably wouldn't do that. You could take out the Herald. You could take out Instant Fusion in the Winda. Everything else is pretty much, or well, I guess you could take out the Avenged Savior, but. And yeah, it just depends on what Link 4 to make. If you know what they're playing, and you know that one Appaloosa negate, it would be good enough to stop what they're doing, which would really be terrible, but, or if you know that, if you have Doom King in the grave, this can negate something and turn its attack to 0 when Doom King comes back. Obviously that wouldn't be for turn 1, it would be more for if you can get into this combo later in the game. Let's try another hand, yeah? Alright, round 2. Let's see what we get here. 1 for 1? Oh, that's a good card. 2, 3, 4, 5. Strange. Okay, so I'm going to set the Super Poly because it's always good. And then I'll set the 1 for 1 as well. And we'll activate Nessie. Always love playing the danger game here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. 1. The Bloom. Okay, in this case, I would not activate this because I want to be able to summon more than just zombies for the rest of the turn. So I'll summon the Nessie and draw. We drew into the Mizuki. So what's this? Okay, that's right. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is full combo. This is great. So I'm gonna activate the 1 for 1, pitch the Mizuki, And special summon, oops. The Jet Synchron here. Now you link off with Jet Synchron. Jet Synchron is a fire that turns into a dark, you guys. See that? Link Kuriboh's a dark. Then activate Jet Synchron's effect to discard. Oh. Sorry, I'm stupid. You can just normal summon this. I was like, what's going on? Okay, you normal summon this. You have 3 darks. One's a Cyberse, one's a zombie, one's an aqua. So let's go into... Okay. Let's go into Curious. Again, if you want to be optimal, Curious effect to dump. So we'll dump the Rescue Ferret because we already have Mizuki and Banshee in grave. And then when a card's sent to the graveyard, you mill 3, but I'm going to chain Banshee to that so that I don't mill the zombie world that I would have just had anyway. And then let's get a Doom King, yeah? Bless my pulls. Alright, doesn't really matter because that's not really the point of this anyway. So, Rescue Ferret and Mizuki. These are the stars. So, because zombie world's on the field, Rescue Ferret's a zombie. Summon, activate. Let's go. Let's go into Cyberstein and Mizuki. Summon. And then, okay, because we have Super Poly, I'm not going to go into IP because I still want to be able to use this on my opponent's turn. So what I'm going to do instead is link into Vampire Sucker because it's a guaranteed draw. Because then what I do is activate Mizuki, special summon Cyberstein, chain draw. So I have a Jet Synchron in hand that I can use to discard for this Super Poly. And now activate Cyberstein, get Exteria. And I would say, let's see. I mean, at this point, that's a hard choice. Honestly, at this point, with this hand, I think I would go Appaloosa. And the reason for that, 1, 2, 3, 4. Appaloosa for 3. Well, you won't be able to see this. This is a triangle die, so probably... Yeah, you can't tell. So I'll do this. There we go. This is because they're probably going to waste resources trying to use their monster effects to just battle over this. And if they do run through your negates, they're going to have spent a lot of resources. Not to mention, if they don't beat over this or kaiju it or something, they're not going to be able to even use spell and traps against you. So no evenly match, no lightning storm, no dark ruler, no more. Well, shit, they can dark ruler you. But even if they do, and they put 2 monsters on the board, just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. So, and that's really the full combo using Curious. All you really have to do is either see a Unizombie or see Mizuki and Banshee, and then have a Danger and a Jet Synchron. I mean, it's really hard actually not to get into the combo, I think. At least, you know, if not the full combo with Curious, which is a little more fragile, then at least like the half combo with any Link 2 and Rescue Ferret. Okay. Let's see. Call by Zombie World. Man. Cyberstein. Unizombie. Wow, that's incredible. Okay. So with this hand, what I would do is I would activate summon Unizombie and try to activate the effect then from deck to grave. And if they Ash or something, or well, if they Imprint, you're screwed. But if they Ash, call by. If they don't, great. That's great. So we'll just send a Mizuki. It's literally searching Monster Reborn, guys. Sending Mizuki is searching Monster Reborn. If Zombie World is up. That's why it's not banned. Okay. And then I'm going to... 1 for 1. Send Cyberstein. And I'll grab... Oh, nice. Okay, so this is actually what I'm going to do. Okay. It's not really full combo, but it doesn't matter. Activate Zombie World Link. And I'm just going to grab Sucker because I want the extra card, yeah? So then we Mizuki the Cyberstein. Chain Draw. Plague Spreader, not great. But what you can't... Oh, okay. That's hilarious. Okay, I'm actually going to use Jet Synchron's effect to discard the Plague Spreader and special summon itself. Then I'm going to use Plague Spreader to put the Callby back on top of the deck and summon itself. Cyberstein effect. Grab Exterio. And then we'll go from here. We'll use Plague Spreader and Cyberstein. Gotta banish the Plague Spreader for Herald of the Arclight. And then, oh, wow guys, this is great. Then I'll use Jet Synchron and Sucker. Gotta banish the Jet Synchron for Needle Fiber. Activate Needle Fiber's effect. And grab the Glow Up Bloom. And then let's see, Link 2 into, this is why Avenged Saber is nice to have. And then when Glow Up Bloom goes to the grave, banish, and let's get Doom King. Get in the habit of playing around Mech Knights, guys. Mech Knights, you gotta respect them. Just play around them all the time. Get in the habit of playing around Relinquish Anima. Because, see look, there's nothing here, there's nothing here. Because you don't know if your opponent has it. This is a pretty good end board. I mean, a negate and a banish. This is, if this card battles, you can, during the damage step, for cost, okay? It's like the most protected card I've ever heard of. During the damage step, for cost, you send a zombie from deck to grave, and your opponent's monster loses, I think, 200 times the level. So if you send a Doom King, that's 1600 attack. If you send a Mizuki, that's 800. If you send Glow Up Bloom, it's 200. But hey, it's Glow Up Bloom, yeah? It's just nuts. Like, if they Ash this, I don't even think they can.